finish up with the series here. So this time we're going to be doing the ladder barrel exercises. Before we get started, just going to go over the anatomy real quick. Right here you have the ladder, there's the well, there's a pedal underneath here that's used to adjust the barrel depending on how far away you want it from the ladder. The way that we measure it is by having your client stand toe to heel, and then wherever your toe is with your foot in front, that's where you want this front edge of the barrel to be at. You adjust it by pressing the pedal and then pressing back out. My client Angela has already been measured. We know that she's at a 6. I'm going to slide that back. Perfect. And then right here, again, barrel, you have the apex of the barrel, and then sometimes for different exercises we use a short box to get up. What you're going to do is just have your client step on it, and then you're going to get up, and I'll show how to do that. So we're going to go ahead and get started here with doing some ballet stretches. So I'm going to have Angela go ahead and come over here. I'm going to have you face towards the barrel. You're going to bring your left leg up here. Perfect. And then I want you to flex those toes back, and then I want you to think about squaring off your hips. So bring them forward so that they're nice and even and parallel with that ladder and parallel with here. Perfect. You're going to stand nice and tall. Roll those shoulder blades down and back. You can have your hands be right here if you want, or you can place your hands on the barrel. You're going to keep that neutral spine and pelvis, and we're just going to hinge forward gently at the hips, keeping that gaze out in front of you. Perfect. Get a nice deep stretch. Keep those toes flexed back. Perfect. Standing nice and tall. Go ahead, hinge back up. And then one more time down. Nice big exhale, keeping that spine in neutral, head in line with neck and shoulders. Perfect. Go ahead and come up. We're going to go ahead now and go into like some more lateral flexion. So she's going to turn and face towards the back here. You're going to keep that leg up. Get those toes flexed back, and then again, we're going to try to square up those hips as much as you can. So just make sure that your hips are facing completely forward. I'm going to just help here. Perfect. So we're going to go ahead. She's going to flex those toes back. She's sitting nice and tall with the stacked neutral spine and pelvis. She's going to have her hand be on that barrel for support, and then her right hand's going to reach out to the side. She's going to reach up kind of like mermaid, and we're going to get lateral flexion, pulling that left rib towards your left hip. Perfect. Think like moving between two panes of glass. And then we're going to go ahead and come back to stacked spine. And then again, nice big exhale. We're going to bend to the side, that lateral flexion. Perfect. Go ahead now. We're going to move into a side bend here. So what I'm going to have her do, she's going to bring her foot down. She's going to bring those feet, just like we did for measuring the pedal, heel to toe. That leg that's closest to the barrel is going to be the one that's in front. She's going to have her feet be touching. Then what we're going to be doing is keeping that nice plumb line. Her body's like a straight line. She's going to bring her hip over to the side of the barrel here. Elbows go out to the side, fingers on forehead. Nice neutral spine. We're going to squeeze in that core, wrap your core with those muscles, and then we're just going to be bending to the side. So you're going to pull that rib to the hip again. Just bend to the side. Nice big exhale. Go ahead, come back up. And again, nice neutral spine, and then back that lateral flexion. Pulling that rib towards your hip. Perfect. Come on, back up. One more. Back down. Perfect. Come back to neutral. We're going to go ahead now and we're going to do the other side. So I'm going to have you turn your face towards the front here. And again, she's going to bring that foot that's closest to the barrel right in front here. Oh, we're going to do the side face.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. She tried. So one foot in front of the other. We're going to stand nice and tall. You're going to bring that hip just over to the side here. Elbows out to the side. Gaze is up in front. And again, you're going to squeeze that rib to your hip as you bend to the side for that lateral flexion. Perfect. Nice big exhale as you go down. Keeping the shoulder blades rolled down and back. Now come back up. Perfect. One more. Back down. And then back up to nice neutral spine. One more. Pull that rib towards your hip. Nice lateral flexion here. Feel that stretch on the opposite side of your body. Perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the other side for the stretches. So go ahead. We'll do that. We'll have your leg come out the side. We're going to stay facing forward. So doing that. Other lateral flexion. Toes flexed back. You're going to keep that neutral spine. Go ahead, square off those hips. Perfect. Hand can be in the front there. Again, nice neutral spine and pelvis. We're going to squeeze those glutes. Now go ahead and take that left hand. You're going to reach up, and then we're going to get that bend in the side for lateral flexion, reaching to the side. Nice big exhale, pulling those fingertips above your head, and then we come back down. Back to neutral, and then again, pulling that rib towards your hip on the right-hand side. Reaching over there, perfect. Feel that stretch on the side of your body. Perfect. Come back to neutral. Go ahead, turn and face. I'm going to do one last stretch here. It's going to be a hamstring stretch. Flex those toes back, standing nice and tall. You can place your hands on the barrel again for more support if you'd like. Square off those hips. And again, hinging forward. So we're keeping that neutral spine and pelvis. We're just hinging nice and forward. And then we come back to neutral. That start position, and then we hinge forward again. Nice deep stretch, nice big exhale as you dive deeper in. Come back to standing. Now we're gonna go ahead and move on to our side laying series here. So what I'm gonna have her do is she's gonna sit, come over to the side here, go stand on this box. I'm gonna have you sit down like you're sitting Z-sit. So also bring that leg perfect. And then you're gonna go ahead and reach your left hand here down here. Perfect. So we're gonna start with our side laying here. The most important thing is that I'm giving her support the entire time. So what I want you to think about doing is getting that long line from head to toes. So we're gonna try to lengthen out. You want your hip to be right on the apex here, so maybe let's do a little bit that way, perfect. And then I want you to lengthen those legs. We're gonna point those toes. Get that nice long line, beautiful. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do a leg lift and lower. So she's gonna keep that nice straight line, that neutral spine and pelvis, squeezing the abs, squeezing that posterior chain. You're gonna lift this leg up an inch and then back down an inch, maybe like 3 inches. So we're gonna keep this leg in place. I'm holding here with support. Perfect, lifting and lowering. One more, squeeze and then come back. Now we're gonna go into a one arm press here. So what she's gonna do is she's gonna maintain that long line on her body. Think like you have a pole running from your head all the way down from your toes. You're just gonna bend at the elbow and you're gonna tilt your body like a teeter-totter. Going down and then back up. Just a small movement here, still supporting. Perfect, good job. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna turn and face, you're gonna be laying on your stomach. We're gonna move it into our prone series here. So we're gonna be doing beats. And like you go ahead, place like your pubic bone on the top of that barrel. You're gonna place both hands on that third rung of the ladder. I want you to squeeze those legs together, activate that posterior chain, squeeze those glutes, squeeze your core. I want you to wrap your spine with your core. What we're gonna be doing here is you're just gonna hold this position, head in line with neck and shoulders, and then we're gonna go ahead, go into external rotation here in Pilates V feet, and flex those toes back. On exhale, we're gonna go ahead and adduct and abduct the legs out and in real quick for 4 beats. So in and out, in and out, in and out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Now point the toes for 1, 2, 3, 4. One last time, flex those toes back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Point the toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Go ahead, slide back. Now we're gonna turn and face towards the back of the studio here. We're gonna switch sides. Go back into our side laying. And then again, we're going back with that lower lift. So she's gonna place her hips on the barrel here, right at the apex. You're gonna lengthen your legs all the way out, perfect. And then maybe lower just a tiny bit. Yeah, perfect. So we're keeping that nice long line here. Neutral spine, neutral pelvis. She's gonna add in that leg lift. So she's gonna lift an inch and then lower back down. Lift, and then we lower, abducting and adducting those legs up and down. One more. Perfect. Now we're holding this long line here, head in line with the neck and shoulders here, that like pole going through the body. You're gonna bend your elbow, body stays that same position. We're just moving like a teeter-totter, up and down. One more, I know this is hard. Perfect. Now we're gonna go ahead and move into our seated series. Yeah. So I'm gonna have her sit here. I'm gonna hold her as she reaches her arms back. Her palms are gonna face towards that mirror that's over this way. So she's gonna try to place, yeah, you're gonna place your booty right there on the top of the barrel. Maybe should we adjust it?
I think it's okay.
You think you're okay? Okay. So you're gonna go ahead, I want you to get like a nice strong core. So squeeze in that core. Try to roll your shoulder blades down just a little bit and then head in line with the neck and shoulders. So let's think maybe like more like here. Draw your legs up into tabletop one at a time, flex those toes back, and then we're gonna extend the legs all the way out. We're gonna go into a lower and lift here. So we're gonna keep that core nice and strong and stable, neutral spine and pelvis, lower the legs down just a couple inches, and then we lift back up. Lower down, beautiful, and then lift. One more, and we lift. Now we're gonna go ahead and do leg circles. So she's gonna go ahead, flex those toes back in dorsiflexion, adduct and abduct the legs. We're going out in tiny little circles here, just like the width of the barrel. Perfect, keeping that nice strong core. Yeah, there we go, that's much better. Last 2. Okay, now go ahead and let's make it a little bit smaller. We're gonna switch directions. So stay up and, yep, perfect. And then we're going, I know, we're gonna switch directions this time. So we're going up and then down, perfect. Just 2 more. I know you're doing so good. And 1, go ahead, draw those legs down into tabletop, and then you can bring them back down, help them back up, and then we are all done.